Hi guys, hope you're all doing really good. First of all, thank you very much for watching my new video, Phases. And if you haven't, then check it out for sure. This song is available on Candy Rat and also on any of your favorite stream services. And there was this little contest with it, and you guys played really well, I have to say. And here, because there was this little deciphering of the whole title type of game and riddle thing. It was a lot of fun watching your comments, you guys, and that was really, really cool. I had a blast. And I'd like to congrats our winner. His name is Andriy Prymac. I don't know if I pronounce it okay, but anyway, here you go, proud winner of this thing. And also I'd like to mention other people that really played and really gave a lot of clues to other people playing this in the comments. And their name is Andriy Langner. There's also Daniel Sundquist and Longfeng He. Thank you very much. You guys had really, really good takes on it that help other people to get somewhere. So congratulations to all of you, and you guys will get some cool gifts, and it should be shortly in the mail. Now, shall we decipher this thing? Let's go. Here we are. So someone with a good eye would have noticed that in the artwork there was this sequence of numbers that were vertically aligned. And that repeating sequence of number goes like this: 3 6 1 6 5 6 4 5 2 1 2 6 1 5. So that would have been what you found. But that said, you guys probably, maybe some of you noticed that there was also, because of the word phases on the top, there was actually each letter. If you look at this sequence in order, you would find that the letters for phases would replace a certain number in that sequence. So you would have found that the P, of the first letter would have been a 3 if it was in the sequence of number, like the 3 here. And then phase keeps going with H, so you would have the second letter H would correspond to a 6 in that sequence. Right, P, H, and then the A would replace the 1, right, and then the S would replace the 6, the E would replace the 5, and the last S would replace the 6. So here you have actually, right, in the sequence, the code of phases in numbers, right, what they correspond to. So that would be the first step, is to recognize that sequence. Second, to find why those letters would be related to these numbers. So now that you got that, you would go to meaning that phases form the first word of the sequence. That's what I said. So you get the first word here actually is phases. So you are left with these guys here, right? The numbers here, 4 5 2 1 2 6 1 5, that are still a mystery, and that's the rest of the title encoded there. Now, that's what you have here. Well, now to find what this is all about, you kind of have to think, okay, if these numbers here are worth, or correspond to these numbers, and then align your alphabetical order here, and you would, put the right numbers at the right place. You would find 1 here, 5 6 6 3 6. So you would be, okay, how is that possible? So you would kind of notice here that between the 6, it's weird, but if you just do the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, it follows, everything follows 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then 7, and then there's something happening, and this is maybe later we'll find out why it's a 6, because you will find later that it's a descending now number, right? But if you keep just going, you have this 3 here, the 6 here for the 6, and P3. So now, if you think about it, you do the same thing, you would have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. So at least you get a good idea of, okay, that makes sense. these numbers seems to follow a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this H is actually a good hint for you to understand that it's going down now from the 7. So H, I, J, K, L, M would go 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. And the clue that I gave in the actual contest video was it's a base 7 system, because I said that remember the notes of a scale, or there's 7 notes in the scale, in the musical scale. So basically now you kind of can understand that it's a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then with the other hints here, you would find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and apply the same thing here from you, and then go down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, and it's better to see it on 2 rows actually. It would make more sense if this row, like on this image right now. Now, in the title of Phases, you noticed probably that there was the 7 in Roman numeral replacing the E, and it was just again a way to kind of show that it was based on the 7 decipher system. But it's kind of a joker card, okay, because it's an E which is worth 5, but it is a 7 also, and it was just to hide it and kind of mix the cards a little bit, and it was kind of my joker card here a little bit, just to blurry things up a little bit, but at the same time give you a hint of the thing. And there was another clue actually, and because I reckon that it's a little sometimes complicated to get there, so I decided to actually give the answer somewhere in the video, and I told you that there was a clue in the video. A lot of people thought it was just because there's a moon and the phases of the moon in there, so it must be the phases of the moon, and that's right actually. But if you freeze frame the video of the song, you go at 2:54, you'd find a freeze frame that I'm showing now at the screen. And the freeze frame here, if you look carefully, you would see that there's the cover picture mixed in the image, but there's also another one below. If you look carefully, there's alphabetical letters, and then you can also see the numbers that they correspond. So I've put the key in the actual video, but it's a very fast and quick little frame on and off, just to put it there, right? so it's in there in the video. So now that we have that, we know we have the decipher, we have the sequence, we have these numbers to decode. So now what you do is you can go just empirical and go and say, okay, 4, this D is 4, it could be also J, it could be also Q, it could be also W, so write it down. I mean, you could do that for everyone and try to find something. Now, what are we looking for? We're not very sure what the title is, which language what it was. I told people, like, after someone pointed out that it's in French, I pointed out below the video that it was actually indeed in French, and it's the phases of the moon. It's basically the title in English would be Phases of the Moon, but if you translate that, it says Phase de la Lune, and that's the title. And someone pointed out that, so that's a good thing, but I wanted to know how can you get there? So basically now you can see it, because you see those, I circled them, but you have the D, the E, L, A, de, la, L-U-N-E, and in de la Lune, so you would get Phase de la Lune. But yeah, you could try make combinations, but also by finding in French what it is, you would eventually see it there, right? Easier than trying out a bunch of stuff. So that's it. That's how you actually decode the title, and that was the riddle. And as some pointed out, and that's a cool thing, and that's kind of what I wanted people to also figure out. It's been pointed out, I think, by Henry, that actually notes those are someone else. I'm not sure who again, but anyway, that actually that's how I wrote the song. Okay, so what I did is I used moon-related words. For example, I used Nouvelle Lune, which is new moon. I used Premier Quartier, which is first quarter. Pleine Lune, which is full moon. and dernier quartier, which is last quarter. Those are the 4 phases of the moon. I used those words and many others, and these are just examples, but most of the song is written like that, so it's all I'll tell you how I did that. But I used, basically you can allow or assign a number to each of those letters according to the decipher, and you would get the sequence of numbers. Now I picked up E major, E flat major as a scale, and this is C minor as well, but let's say it's an E flat major, and I used each number as a degree of this scale. So for example, here you have E flat for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you have E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D. So those would be my notes now. So what I did is basically play sequences and followed that, and created melodies. So it's like if the text was written already and I had to kind of just put a rhythm to it. Sometimes I would play with octaves, sometimes I would replace 5 with an octave of 5 or 1 with an 8, because you go 1 to 7, but after the octave you can play with that. Those are like your extensions and stuff. So basically I assign numbers to each of the names or the words that I was using and created melodies. I did the same with chords. I would sometimes, for example, build a chord with the word phases. I would pick up the letters there, and then I would just kill the doubles and use what's left over. It's 1, 3, 5, 6 are the degrees. So put the actual notes on top of that, and you get some chords. Like here you get a C minor 7. So that would be the chord for phases. Sometimes I would build phrases. Like for example here, I would use syllables and then use the same words, okay, and use the numbers that each letter represents, and then I would reduce by syllables and do like phase de la lune. So I would kind of add the numbers for 3, 6, 1 would be 3 plus 6 plus 1 equals 10. And then if I want to reduce it again, I would do 1 plus 0 is still 1, so that would be 1. For the rest of the word here, the second syllable, you would have 6, 5, 6, which is 6 plus 5 plus 6 equals 17, and 1 plus 7 equals 8. So you got a 1, 8. De is 4, 5, so 9. La, 2 and 1, 3. Lune, so lu is 2 and 6, so 8. Ne, 1 plus 5, 6. So I would get this sequence of 1, 8, 9, 3, 8, 6. And whoops, and let me actually just play you. It's a part of the song. You'll hear it now. Use the 1, which is the E flat, the octave, and then 9, 3, 8, 6. Okay. So when you hear that phrase, it's actually like this. Sorry, it goes 1, 8. So wait, wait. So what you get is the syllables decomposed, but for the phrase phase de la lune, but in a different phrase, right? So that's kind of the process I did, and if you keep going, I mean, I did that for many words and many phrases decomposed or added up or reduced or so chord sequences and stuff like that. So that was actually a lot of fun, and yeah, that's how I did that. So I guess you guys could experiment with that. What I found that was nice, was fun to do with this, was actually it's like if you're having your notes written for you, really, and what you have is the freedom to do is use imagination and use your different rhythms, different ways of putting those things together. And by the way, I also structure the song also by using like the nouvelle lune, premier quartier, pleine lune, dernier quartier. So those are sections of songs built on those phrases in order to create kind of a story of the moon as well. So it's all like a whole coherent thing at the end, and it's a kind of a nice trip. It was a lot of fun. So I found, like I was saying, I found it was interesting, it was fun, because kind of the text is already written, and you kind of apply it a little bit your way. Of course, I added some other things in there that are not necessarily related, but I like cement, you know, that I wanted to put around this compositional process. I felt like sometimes maybe some things were missing here and there to connect things together, but at least I got like most of the melodies written for me and chord sequence written, and it's just now it was just a matter of rhythm and the combinations and order and fun with that. But you know, so anyways, I just thought that was cool, and to create also like this little fun contest to kind of get people to wander around and find that stuff out. And I'm glad that some of you did actually, that found that, but also found that some of the note sequence were also in the tune. So that proves that it's a very very efficient process. Anyways, so hopefully you guys can get something out of it and maybe try something like that for yourself. And I wish you having fun, and thank you again. Thanks again very very much for playing with me with on this. And all right, see you next time. Cheers.